Yo, what's up guys, it's Stark on Pandora, and the first day of the beta is out. My friend Waltz the Grim and I played it the entire time, maximized our time in there pretty much, and I wanted to give out my initial thoughts from my experiences on the stream and with other viewers on what I thought of Fallout 76 here. So if you're into survival games like 7 Days to Die, Ark, even Minecraft, you're going to love Fallout 76. You're going to lose yourself in this game and far exceed what money you put into it in value. You're going to lose 2,000, 3,000 hours playing this game. If you love Fallout games, you will most likely enjoy Fallout 76 as well. Unless you are more into role-playing, but in that case, factions have made a return, and going fully into one group or another could scratch that itch for you. For those that felt there wouldn't be any storytelling, this simply isn't the case. You just have to read and listen and put the pieces back together yourself. The same people who claim to love the old school Bethesda games like Morrowind are the same people saying this ruins the experience, there has to be NPCs, there's no storytelling, whereas these games told those stories, presented them anyway, in exactly the same way, which was lots and lots of reading. There's room for improvement. There's a lot of room for improvement, of course there is, and there's going to remain room for improvement, but quoting Bethesda verbatim is that they're going to support this game forever. Now, forever is forever, but years. In this case, you are buying into a live service game and a survival game from a reputable, if not iconic, AAA developer. If 7 Days to Die has managed to be a success in their indie capacity, and look at what they've managed to build with 7 Days to Die, what can 76 manage with Bethesda at the helm? As well as the fact that this is already a very developed game. The content here is substantial. The map is large. And it's not just that the map is large, it's just the breadth of content, which we're going to get into more as we come along here. What really astounded me is that for Bethesda's first go at multiplayer and the opening of the first day of the beta, a beta that promises not to come with a server wipe no less, there were not many bugs present at all, and performance was consistent. So the exploration of Fallout games still remains. As Waltz the Grim and I got lost in a mine shaft, the exploration to me is made all the richer by being expanded based upon what your team can provide. Waltz went down lockpicking, I went down hacking. He could open the many containers, vaults, and safes that are, per Bethesda style, there to reward those who explore. Whereas I was able to use my hacking skill to get into a government airdrop so we could loot our first airdrop. And I also went down the charisma tree, which I wasn't going to do, but the more I looked at it, the more it seemed interesting, and I got the XP bonuses down, and he got some XP bonuses, and I really started to feel that whole multiplayer thing gel. Where it's a little difficult with the multiplayers, we're all very used to exploring these games on our own good time. Leisurely, checking in here, checking in there, and we're so conditioned to play these to our own pace that it's a little difficult to throw that action RPG aspect into it. It takes some getting used to. I don't think it's flawed, but it takes some getting used to the idea that you've got people around you and you guys are on a mission, and also that they do so much of their storytelling through audio logs and reading that having people in your ear, your teammates, and they're busy and they want to get things going and get things done, and you're starting to kind of hone yourself into that storytelling and that exploration you're so used to. Those two things haven't blended the greatest, but I just think it's a matter of getting used to it, really. But I think there's things that they can do that can help that flaw. Now, beside these few flaws that we discovered, and you're going to discover your own flaws, again, it's a beta, and it's just starting, really. They're going to improve this game so much, and it just really impresses me how far along it is already. We can get into some of these positives, and there's a lot of positives. The loot system is honed to a razor's edge, and if you're into looter shooters, it's going to get its claws into you. Decades of experience help with this, something seemingly forgot in the deluge of #not my Fallout, this isn't a real Fallout game, I'll never support this game, it's a bunch of bullshit, bunch of money grab. And to me, that's so odd, because we'll gladly buy into an untested franchise like The Division, then criticize a well-known and established developer for being creative with their franchise. The criticism may be shallow, but the loot system is not. 70,000 unique items are in the game, over 10,000 unique recipes, crafts, mods, and plans. This being a live service game, expect that only to rise. Steven and I found ourselves consistently finding a new shiny gun or melee weapon, rarely repeating and trying it out, and having that excitement, Borderlands-esque excitement of, I got a new gun, I feel a little stronger, I'm going to go try this out, and really starting to get that sense of growth and progression that is so addicting and rewarding. Your character doesn't level in a moment though. It returns to a more Fallout 3 or New Vegas pace with the leveling, and that creates enough rhythm between the steady looting and feeling your power grow as a result of this looting. If it was just like loot equals power, it would be going way too quick, but because you got to kind of use this loot now to get to your next real big power up, they've hit a nice pace with that. What I find the most exciting is that games like this, PvE VP games, where players really truly are the world can soar. There is so much potential in these games. I played a French game called Dofus, which relied on a player-generated economy, and this is a system 76 is leaning towards, where your character is built to make stim packs and mine is made to craft excellent food. So let's make some caps together. You have a profession, you have a craft, and your character has a real role in the world, not just specifically how you're built to overcome enemies. Because when you get powerful in games like that, you know it's because you are powerful not just as a result of mindlessly killing things over and over again, it's because you in some way contribute or offer a service that nobody else can do. These games to me are entirely addicting and robust, and I think they're the closest thing we've ever come to actually building an alternate digital world. At the very least, they're digital economies, and that's interesting alone. However, as I streamed, the jabs I received, the poking at every iota of flaws, oh, the AI looks stupid, oh, that looks obnoxious, wow, this game looks terrible, show not the game's fault to me, but a simple lack of a want to like it. It's not that these people, I think, don't not like Fallout 76, it's simply that they don't want to like Fallout 76, and so they're never going to like it. And because other people do like it, and they want so badly for other people to also feel the same way, they've got a lot of vitriol stored up in them. And this is not like a uncommon thing with this game for some reason. This is like a 50-50 sort of thing, where 50% of people really, truly do not like that this is a game and that this has happened. And my response to anybody who feels that way is just don't play it. Just don't buy it. Why do you care? Why do you feel the need then to also say, hey, I don't like it, so you shouldn't like it either? Just don't buy it. It's just really that simple. But for those who do buy it, I'm telling you, if you're into a certain genre of game, this game is going to hit the nail on the head for you. And if you do like these kinds of games, then you're going to get a game that can become your new World of Warcraft for you. It's your new WoW. I think that truly, I think that this game can be that for you, where you impress those noobs by your ability to nuke an area, A-bomb it, and then raid it with the big boys, where the unlimited level cap and unique perk card system, of which there are hundreds of cards, are going to mean a massive variety of builds and unique combinations. When the perk card system is combined by the breadth of the armor and weapon system, the options to build a vault dweller uniquely your own appears almost infinite. There is an over-reliance on using notes, audio cues, in a multiplayer game. You're going to want to explore solo at times if you really just want to get what's going on in this world, which is interesting, by the way. It's more fun than you expect. The PvP is just as Division-esque as you would expect, which is to say that this really isn't a multiplayer game, but I'm glad it's there. And I'm glad that they added the radio signals Hunter and Hunted for those who really want to try and push that PvP system. And I hope someday they do a private hardcore server. I would love that. And I also really like how they've done settlements now as public workshops that are really worth having, because you're going to get rare resources, you're going to get passive resource gain, and wanting to defend that from other players and creatures. And I'll tell you, they also use the skybox really well. We had a vertibird fly over our head and run to the government supply drop because of it. We had a dragon at the very end fly over our heads and fly into the woods, and that was excellent. So they use the sky ceiling to show these dynamic world events, and that feels very Fallout-esque. Like, as Todd Howard said, you see that mountain, you can go to that mountain, and that's what those feel like. What they've done with the world this time and the graphics engine is really impressive, as you can actually see what weather patterns are happening across the map if you get high enough up there. So they've done really cool things with the skybox this time, and the sky looks great and the color patterns look great. And a website hosting your characters and notes and logs would be appreciated, so off game we could catch up. I hope we are able to set up storefronts at our camps and put our characters to sleep before we log off, so we can get that good rested bonus. But ideas like these actually seem attainable and within reach. Unlike games I've played recently such as Sea of Thieves or State of Decay 2, where the what ifs far exceed the we cans, and it seems simply lacking, Fallout 76 is in beta, and I've had 4 hours with it. With Fallout 76, I actually think that within a fairly reasonable amount of time, these things can be done. But ultimately, I have to look at this from the fact that Fallout 76 is in a beta. I've only had 4 hours with it, and it's irresponsible of me, if I want to have any kind of a valid opinion and helpful opinion, to form anything that's truly concrete with it yet. In fact, this is a game like Fortnite, since it's a live service product where little ever will be. It will shift and grow rapidly, and this is to its credit. As stands right now, the greatest weaknesses of Fallout 76 is how much players, holding on to memories, wanting Fallout 5 or something similar, are unwilling to give the game a chance. This is a game that has to have players to thrive. And when you do these PvE/VP experiments with the player-generated economies, with the hook being to impress your friends or work with your friends, if you don't have people support it, it collapses. I've seen it before. The simple unwillingness to even afford the game a chance means the potential for a Battleborn situation runs high here. Another AAA developer takes creative risks and builds something bold, impressive, flawed, sure, but given a chance, could have been built into something truly original. So the high potential of Fallout 76 stands. Bethesda will support it. Will we? I, for one, am in.